Hello, everybody. It's so nice to see you guys here today. I have a really special guest with me today to talk about, to highlight some classes that we're offering at Divinely Guided Children. And today I have here with me Camy De Mario, and I'm really excited for her to introduce herself, her skills, her background for all of you, and some of the classes that she'll be offering this month. And so, thank you, Camy, for joining us today and the audience. And tell us some of your background.
First of all, thank you, Sherri, for this opportunity to be here with you. Okay, we start with my background. I was born and raised in Milan, Italy, and you can feel my accent. I can hear my accent. There's an accent there. And I moved to the United States in 1995, so I've been here quite a while. But since an early age, since I was a young girl, I always loved drawing and coloring and creating characters and storytelling. It was one of my passions. And but growing up, then I took completely a different path because then school wise, I didn't go to art school. Uh, those days was something that parents weren't so happy about going to art school, so they brought me into different paths, so foreign languages. But that's a passion, that and a talent. If you have it, at some point it just comes out in your life. And as a matter of fact, about 10, 12 years ago, when I moved to my with my husband and our youngest children to a small island of the Bahamas, and we lived there for 6 years. That's when my talent, my passion really exploded. It was the surrounding of the beautiful, nature, and that really started to create new characters that I develop in stories. And my first character was actually a starfish named Happy.
Mhm.
And that's when I started creating The World of Happy. That was my first published book. And I continued. I continue to write. I have right now. I have a new series of book that I publish children's books, and I also, when there was a part of my life after moving back to the United States from the Bahamas, then my family went through a really difficult time and going through challenges, financial troubles. That's when I really needed something to focus, and I started to collaborate actually with other authors and become a freelance illustrator. And I realized that during these challenging times, drawing and creating art was like such a healing process for me. It really opened up and helped me, you know, get the faith and courage to keep going in certain times. That's what I came with the idea, and I created intentional doodling, which is like a kind of a art therapy class that I actually started with adults. I helped adults, homeless people in a local shelter here where I live in Florida, and it was successful. And I included intentional doodling. I included, beside the drawing part and the coloring, also I wanted to introduce words that can help people really express their feelings and their emotion. And but at the same time, with my books, children's books, I really wanted to pursue my career with books and children. So I kind of brainstormed something that the same process with the doodling to offer to children. And and I was very, very lucky to come across and and get to know you through the process, and then get together and just be part of your family,
Oh,
your
thank you.
project.
Cami. Yeah, I'm honored to have you a part of the team because you bring such a critical element, because art is such a profound part of the center and what I'm trying to create. Because a lot of the issues with children, behavioral issues, and those struggling with ADHD, and those that have Asperger's, those that have had trauma, that are having emotional issues and are in therapy, and they're it's not widely recognized enough or talked about enough that art is a incredibly profound way to help these children channel their anger, their frustration, their traumas, their high frequency energy, and it's a really great way to get these kids in the right brain, because most of the New Earth children, probably all rather, are more well, except for the star children, but majority of them are very right brained. And so they're very creative, they're very inspired, they're very multidimensional. So they are constantly seeing into multi dimensions. They can time travel and they don't even realize consciously what they're doing or how they're doing it. They have such creative bursts, and they're very energetic. They're high frequency, high vibrational. And so the schools unfortunately look at that as misbehavior, or attention deficit where they can't focus. And most oftentimes, these children are highly intelligent and they just need an avenue in order to have their creativity, their way to express their creativity. And so, it should be a core class, in my opinion, because it's such an imperative way to get these children to channel so many different things, whether it's
Yes,
on the spectrum of emotional trauma and the low vibrational energy, or just those high vibrational creative children that want to express themselves in some way. And so I'm excited, and I want to talk more about your doodle class, and I want you to tell those parents listening right now, because I get so many emails from parents. And although I'm really into art, I'm not an artist, and
no,
you
exactly.
are. And
That's the
try.
first.
I'm a mom and I try my best. I go to Michael's and I get stuff and little kits, and I try my best, but I'm pretty awful at it, to be honest with you. But I try. But
Yes.
but a lot of parents are asking me, what kind of classes are you going to offer at the center, both virtual and in person, where my child can really express themselves through art in a therapeutic way. So I want you, if you could please explain to the parents watching, what is the benefit of the art classes that you're going to be offering,
Well,
that would be helpful for their children struggling in a lot of different ways?
yes, definitely. First of all, okay, when you mention doodling, some people they always come to the thoughts that okay, you're doodling. That means you picture, because I remember myself in school that I was sitting at the desk and I was kind of you just like you doodle, you don't know subconsciously you doodle. And that always the parent will come or the teacher, oh, you're so distracted, you can't do that because that's a distraction.
Mhm,
It seems like you're there on your desk, you start doodling, that you're not listening to
mhm,
the teacher, what the teacher is saying. And that's the such a myth that needs to be eliminated. Because actually doodling, the benefit of doodling is like improves focus. First of all, you're doodling, but you're so focused, and you're listening actually what others they're saying. As a matter of fact, it develops memory. And it's a very good part. When you doodle, you listen to a class, you doodle, it seems like it helps you remember what the person is talking in front of you.
mhm,
Then definitely relieves stress, because I actually witnessed myself. I wasn't just doodling, I was creating my cartoon characters by just drawing and coloring really relieved me of a lot of stress. and
yeah.
and doodling will also enhances creativity. The more you doodle, the more you create something. You see, so
Mhm,
you see huge pages, of people doodling that become like a piece of art. And also, on the other hand, helps express emotion. And the good things is that you don't need to be. Uh, not you don't need to be an artist because I think we're all artists somehow,
Okay, right?
Yes, we are. We are, in different ways. We have different talent, but we're all creative on this earth. You just don't paint and draw. You cook. You anything you do, it comes from something that is within ourselves that you express on the outside.
Yeah.
Um, and and that's why I say I would tell parents don't be discouraged. Your child, you'll be surprised maybe that you start seeing your child that it starts doodling and then it starts creating beautiful pictures, and you find out that actually your child has an artistic talent. We start doodling and we use shapes. I will teach the child that you can start doodling, that you can use lines, you can use circles, any geometric pattern that you use when you doodle. And that's when you use all these geometric patterns, and then you just develop whatever your heart and
Mhm.
your feelings tells you. Then you can come at some point that you create a beautiful picture. And for me, the most important part is also use color. The
Yeah.
colors are very important. So I usually never leave my doodle in black and white. I do, sometimes, because you see, if you go, you search online, some doodling, like also the mandala, different design. Sometimes they're black and white, but for me, it's very important that you use colors. Colors really gives you a different perspective. I mean, each color you use tells a story. It
Yeah.
tells
Yeah.
how the feelings you have. You use different colors because of different feelings that you express. So I think it's very important. And children love to color. And so where you just bring a piece of paper, a pencil, a black marker, and you want crayons, markers, color pencil, you can use anything you want. Such an open, a free class with just bring very simple, very simple.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't realize that colors have an energetic vibration to it,
Yes.
and they correlate with the chakras. And so when these children, it's very interesting. If parents pay attention to the colors that your child chooses, and it can shift from day to day based on their mood. And so color is really important because it will tell you a lot about where they are energetically, which colors they choose, how many colors they choose. And so color in itself is therapeutic. So I agree with Cami that that color is very important in these in art in general, but especially with kids.
Yes.
The more colorful, the better. I just want to
Yes.
take a second to say hi to everybody in the chat. Judy, hi, Karen. I absolutely agree with you, Karen, that there needs to be an education system that allows these kids to be more free. And the good thing is, I truly believe that that's where we're going. It's just it's already happening, and it may
Yes.
take a few more years, but we'll get there. And it has a lot to do with the parents telling like being outspoken about what you think your child needs, or what your child needs. And let's see, Mystic, I put this up a second ago. Your 7-year-old stated yesterday she wants to learn how to do Reiki. I love that. And I just want to comment real quick that I taught a Reiki class last weekend for some kids that were, gosh, what were the ages? 7 and 10, I think it was. And I had so much fun. Kids learn energy healing so easy. They learn a lot of these things easily because they're so open. They don't have these blockages. They're creative, and they children do Reiki so well. And sometimes their energy channeling is stronger than adults. And so Mystic Mimi, if your child wants to take my Reiki class, I just posted one for April. That's virtual. And then I offer them locally every couple of months for the kids here as well. So I'm so glad to see that more and more kids out there are asking for what they want. I want to take art. I
Yes.
want to take, I want to learn how to do energy healing. I want to play with musical instruments. I want to learn how to play with tuning forks and use them, and sound bowls and
Mhm.
all of these things, right? So it's really great to see all of this, and they want to do meditation, and they want to do yoga. And so it's a really beautiful thing to see that.
Yes.
So going back to your doodle class real quick before we move on, can you let the parents know the different types of music class, I'm sorry, doodling classes that you're going to be offering? Because we're going to be offering the same class often from Cami,
Yes,
but different
yes.
themes. So
Different theme,
yeah.
yes, different themes. So I will provide. I'm working on the project, and I will provide different theme. Like the first one, it's about the world. So you draw the earth, and
Mhm.
then you ask the child, how would you like to see our earth, our planet become, or how do you feel, right now? And it's a very important topic now, what we're going through at this time. Try to understand how children feel now that we're going through such a struggling time, because of the COVID, the pandemic, and see how they imagine the future of our planet. So the earth will be the first, and then the other class could be an example, like maybe the heart. Okay, what's in your heart? What is you try to get the emotion out, and then to heal through a fun, simple, you
Yeah.
know process that children, and not knowing that this could is going to be so beneficial for them. They're just going to have fun, and you
Yeah.
know explore a different type of art, instead of telling me, okay, so just draw an animal, draw this. I mean, just express yourself, what you see, your heart, what's in your heart. And then, because intentional doodle, like I said before, I intentional because there's not just a picture that the child draw. They can write words, they can write sentences, they connect with the
Mhm.
emotion and the feelings that they have through the process of doodling and drawing, and creating a picture around their thoughts, their
Yeah.
intention, because we know that at some point, if you put on paper your intention, your thoughts, at some point they materialize, they become reality. So you just want to be able children to heal from their blockages, and feelings, and create a beautiful environment around them. And so these are all different paths. So,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
working on.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's we talked about doing the a mandala class, and can you talk about about what that is, and how kids can work with those or create them themselves, and
Well,
why?
the mandala, there are different type of mandala, and some of them are hard. Even for me, sometimes are hard to
Mhm.
to draw. But it will be a nice process to teach them step by step how to create a beautiful mandala,
Yeah.
drawing, and they can still put their own idea in it. But if I'll be able, to teach them step by step how to create a beautiful mandala.
Well, and the
So
great thing about that is you can also couple that with an affirmation. So they can create an
yes,
affirmation statement to go with that. And
exactly,
something that
exactly.
it's more than what they create that day, because they can use that. They could put it on their wall where,
Exactly.
and help them.
I was gonna say, I say, you bring a piece of paper, but if parents that are able to maybe buy those, you can go dollar store. There are those little, for $1 little hard, canvas, mini canvas,
Mhm.
and they can actually create something beautiful. They can even hold, put it on the wall or frame it, and put it on the wall. That becomes a piece of art, but something that has more meaning than just the picture itself. It gives a different meaning for the child. It's like at the end of the day, it's something more profound.
Yeah.
I believe that once you doodle, once you create art, I mean, your subconscious mind works in different ways. Connect with the, either you call it God, divine source, whatever you call it. You connect with that higher energy that is out there, and so it brings a lot of answers and a lot of different
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
So it's
And I just had an idea about this too, Cami. Those parents watching that their children are um, very artistic and are enjoy drawing cartoons and things. Perhaps that's another class that you could do for those that are a
sure.
little bit more advanced and really want to learn how to draw cartoons or specific
Cartoon,
things.
yes, we
'Cause,
can start with simple animals or how to draw a cartoon type. Yes,
Yeah, that would be a
definitely.
lot of fun, and I think that kids would really enjoy
Yes.
that process, and because those of you watching, Cami is an incredible artist, and I encourage you in the description below there is a link to her website and a link to her children's book and a link to her YouTube channel that has a couple of her animated videos on it. And they're just really, really good. And it's such a positive message for the children, and I think that you guys will really find her artwork just incredible. And your kids will really enjoy working with her and learning from her. So I'm just so excited to, and we have a lot of classes coming up. I mean, I'm adding classes to the website every day. I think I added 6 just last night. I'm
That's
trying to add
wonderful.
a lot for spring break. So those of you looking for something to do for your kids for spring break, I have tons for in person, but I'm just slowly adding the virtual ones. And so just, check back frequently because Cami's going to offer several that week and we'll offer some other ones as well. So that's something we can look forward to. But maybe, Cami, can you talk to the audience a little bit about your animated videos and then the happy one that's going to be a full length feature? That's really exciting.
Yes, because I mean, to be honest, I started with the drawing, creating cartoon characters, but my goal was always to see these characters really come to life on a screen, and
Mhm.
either it was a TV screen or the big movie screen. And my goal was always to get to the point to really expand it into animation. And I'm not an animator. That's a difficult, a very difficult path. You really need to study for a long time, and but I mean, simple ones, let's say. But I was very lucky to cross the path of searching for an animator because what happened about a year and a half ago. um, I had an idea to develop the first short animated movie with my first character that became a book 10, 11 years ago when I lived in the Bahamas. I published my first book about a starfish, the red starfish Happy. And, and that was always the goal, to bring Happy to life. And a couple of years ago, a year and a half ago, when I moved back to Florida, because I went around between Bahamas, California, we came back from to Florida, and I realized that I'm on the Treasure Coast in Vero Beach, Florida. I found out they have one of the top 100 film festival each year,
Mhm.
and last year was the fifth annual Vero Beach Film Festival. And I said, okay, I'm in the right spot. Okay, now I have the idea about creating a short movie with Happy. And actually, I started searching for animation studios and animator. And I found this great animator, which is across the ocean because he's in Greece, Stephos with Greco Arts. And actually, we talk, and he said, okay, let's go ahead and do it. And we produced this, it's a 5 minutes short movie. And because I write the script and I create the characters, so I create all the illustration as I see the story moving along, and then I send all my script and all my idea and my characters to the animator, and he develops it. And there are 3 dimensional movies. And I was very happy because I submitted the movie and was is selected for the Vero Beach Film Festival, which unfortunately was canceled in 2020 for the pandemic, but it will be happening this year, 2021. So that was just such a great thing for me. First short movie that I produced, and it was selected for the festival. That I said I keep going. Now I have a new series of book that I'm writing. I'm on the second one, and I said, okay, I thought let's publish, let's do the book, but on the same time, let's create a short movie about the story because I think children, and now because I have four children, still teenager. I'm also a grandmother. I have a 6 years old and 2 year old grandson, so I know exactly little ones on the like a digital computer, iPad, and phones, and they watch movies every day. So I said, okay, connect the movie with the book. I thought it was a great idea because you buy the book, get the book for the child, but at the same time that goes through the pages can also see the same story on screen. And that's why I open up my YouTube channel, and it's a new channel, it's growing. So hopefully I'll get more, followers. But I'm having a few thousand views on each movie, so I'm
Yeah.
very, very happy. And so I'm ready to write the third one. So will be
Wow.
the third one coming along soon. But the biggest project right now that I'm working on, it's actually a feature, a full length animated movie, still with my animator in Greece, and of course that has a larger investment and everything. So I'm creating a Kickstarter page to be able to, raise some funds to create the full length movie. So,
Yeah,
uh,
that's incredible. Yeah,
yes,
that's yeah, that's a great endeavor. And uh I want to actually maybe we can announce now too.
yes,
We're super excited. We've been waiting to announce it. Um but Cami and myself are going to collaborate on a series of short animated what do you call that? Short animated clips or
short film. Yeah, the
films?
short animated films.
Yeah, like 4 to 5 minute
Yes,
films or movies, whatever you call it, videos. There you
yeah,
go.
anything,
That are going to
anything.
be featured on my YouTube channel, Cammy's YouTube channel, my Divinely Guided Children website, and also on the collective channels. I'll stream them as when they're ready. But these series of videos are going to be geared for children, and it's going to be various topics. So I think the first one we might do is we're not sure yet, but the chakras. So kids can learn. There are videos that kids can learn in a cartoon format that's very easy for them to understand spiritual topics, such as meditation, mindfulness. You name it, we have it on the list, and
Yeah.
so I think we're gonna get started soon on the first one, and I hope that Cami and I and her wonderful animator in Greece can get a good half a dozen of them out in the next year so we can have a series so
Yeah.
children have a place because I've looked for it myself and for my kids to see how can I explain certain things to them, or when I started developing my classes myself in the center, how am I going to explain certain things to these children, how can I do it? And I looked for videos. Unfortunately, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but a lot of them were very religiously driven and cartoons, and that's perfectly fine, but that's not the type of message that I'm going for. Mine is very just spiritual without religion. And so Cami and I are going to really work together to try to create videos for children to learn about spirituality, and hopefully answer their questions and drum up interest. And then we can have classes derived from some of these videos that come up. So it's a really, really exciting endeavor. Do you want to talk about it a little bit, Cami?
Well, you
You
almost
said
said the
everything,
whole
but
thing. I think yes, it's
yeah,
like when Sherri approached me with that, I said, "Oh my gosh, yeah, this is fun. This is fantastic." This because I agree. The fact that you say yes, spiritual, which is will embrace everybody
yeah,
because like we always said, it's one energy out there, and you call it the way you call it, it's okay. We all attached to the same energy. So let's bring all the children from all over the world, and
Mhm.
so that's what I do with my cartoons. It's if it's starfish, they come from every country, or the children that I have in the new books, different background. Let's bring all together and really tap into the amazing, positive things that each child has inside within, and bring that out, their courage, their, those sentiments that, we all need, especially right now. And it's good to embrace them all, and let them, like, share that positive message to them, that they can be they can be strong, they can have courage, and they need these tools, like learning about the chakra, the different, I'm not as familiar as you are with that, but meditation, which is very important,
Mhm.
uh, instead of calling it prayer, has, religions call it meditate, and, so it's a more inclusive and generic thing.
Yeah.
I'm all in that, and I'm very excited. And I know we'll do, because I know my animator does a great job, so he's very happy to, come aboard. And we have to
Yeah.
brainstorm and find the perfect different topics to each
Yeah.
video we'll bring in. And
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah. So if any parents out there have some ideas for us, you can email me and let me know
yes,
what you're thinking and what you really want your kids to learn about.
yes,
And hopefully
yes,
we can provide a good, well-rounded series of videos that really help children understand spirituality and through this ascension there we're going through with the world. We are moving into a more spiritually based
yes,
mind frame, and with higher density, and so these children are going to be searching for it. So the timing couldn't be better, because parents are going to be looking for answers for questions that their children have, and they may not know how to answer it. And so hopefully we'll be able to help people with that, and so I'm very excited about it. Well, I
yes.
think we've covered it any a lot of different things. If any parent has any questions with regard to art therapy, or whether or not you think it would be helpful for your child, feel free to email myself or Cammy's email. I'm sorry, her website is below, but I believe you can contact her through her
Sure.
website.
I just want to add a thing. Of course, I'm not a doctor. I'm not an MD. So this,
Okay.
what, because
This is
when we say art therapy, sometimes, people feel like, okay, is she a doctor? No, I'm not a doctor. I don't have a medical background. So I'm certified for certain, classes that I do. I took some certification as far as, learning the process of helping children through art. So I have certification for that. But I want to just keep it light. So
yeah,
sometimes, because sometimes, art therapy scares the children too. Therapy, they think, it's a kind of a, medical. No, it's not. It's just to sit, have fun, and draw, and express their emotion, and create beautiful art piece.
yeah.
And
Yes, absolutely. And thank you, Cami, for
yes,
clarifying that, because this is not supposed, the intention is not to take the place of medical care or therapy,
absolutely,
or anything
yes,
like that. This is just a creative opportunity for children to channel their
yes,
energy, in an art form. And
yes,
so we are definitely not here to give advice about your
sure,
children,
yes,
wellness, unless it's
yes.
energy. Then you can reach out to me, because that's what I specialize, is the energy body and that sort of thing. And so I can
Yes,
help you with that. But yes, neither one of us are doctors. And so,
yes,
and
yes,
the classes will not be referred to as art therapy in any of the websites. So
yes,
the children are not going to have that in mind. It's their
yes.
fun
Because
title.
sometimes it's confusing, gets a little bit.
Yeah.
That's why, so that's why I call it the intentional doodling. There's
Yeah.
something that you have fun, but on the other hand, these are all tools and practices that help you, that benefit your energetic,
Yeah.
body, and your spirituality and your emotion.
Yeah.
It's proved that it helps.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, yes. It's all about the children, right? That's what
It's
we're
all
doing
about the
now.
children.
Yeah,
Exactly.
however
Exactly.
we can help them. Well,
Yes.
thank you, Camy. Thank you for joining
Oh,
us.
thank
Thank you for
you for the
being on the
opportunity.
channel. Thank you for being a part of the Children's Center, and I really appreciate you.
Maybe one day I come in person and visit you.
Yeah,
Just
or I'd rather come to you. I want an excuse to go to Florida.
yes, exactly. I heard you were turning off your heat, and I said, "Oh wow,
Oh my
I
God,
need some air conditioning."
it's so cold. I hate winter. I lived in Florida for a little bit, but
Okay.
I wouldn't mind going back.
Mhm.
So, well, thank you everybody for watching this, and everybody that has provided comments in the chat. I appreciate all of you. And until next time, I'll be doing, just so everybody knows, that's why in Super Channel. I'll be featuring new teachers throughout the week, probably 1 or 2 per week, about the teachers that are with Divinely Guided Center, the classes that they're teaching, and kind of what their expertise are and what they are bringing to the children's classes. So I'm really excited to do that. So thank you, Camy, today.
Thank you.
Thank you to all of you guys watching, and I hope all of you are divinely guided on your ascension journey. Thank you for joining us.